Okay, I'd like to share my screen. Okay, great. Okay, so the concept I started to talk about last week is called remote procedure call. So the idea of the remote procedure call is that I can split a function call that's usually, I will call it caller and callee. They're both on the same, not just on the same machine, they're usually on the same program. Gradually, you will understand the difference when I say a program, a process, or a machine. Let me actually talk about this. Let me do this. I want to actually make a difference between the three things. So the first one is machine, or sometimes we host, or this host could be virtual hosts, such as virtual machine or is some kind of virtualization. That's one concept. The other concept is called process, and sometimes this could refer to thread as well. You might have heard people talk about the concept thread. And the third thing is what we call program. Okay, so far you have been kind of talk about writing a program, try to run the program and run the program on a particular platform. Either this platform is a Mac, is a CSIF, or it's a Windows. So right now, I just want to be a bit specific, try to gradually separate this concept together, because I think as a programmer, it's good for you to know the difference among this term. So a program is a piece of code you wrote, and it will be compiled and then generate into some kind of executable. And that is a file representing the executable. So a program is essentially, usually when I say a program is a static concept until you try to run it. When you run the program, this program becomes a process. So it means that a process is a activation of a program that you're going to run. Okay, and then machine is a place where you actually really, where is the platform, either it's hardware, it's a virtual, you're going to execute, you're going to support and running this particular process. So this three terms, program, you want to run it, become process, and this process must be running on a particular machine. So far, for ecs36a and other courses, even up to this point, your program is actually running within a single process. And this single process is running on a single machine. And of course, I already have you to do a little bit client server. In fact, client server, you can see there are two programs. They're running on two different processes. And then they're running potentially on two different machines, which one machine is 169.237.6.102. By the way, you can now see that a machine has an IP address, a network address, to be usable in the internet programming environment. And the process usually typically has a port number. So you will be able to run multiple processes on the same machine. So those three concepts are there. So now what we want to do is that we further want to split the program into two parts. It was on the same machine was one program, which is a function called getDistance. If you think about your homework assignment number 2, part 2, it's still a single program, even though you put it in different file, but the linker will link them together, become one executable. So now we're going to do something which is going to be different from what you have, is that I'm actually going to split the same program into two different executable programs, and then you're going to run on two different processes, and they might or might not be on the same machine. Okay, so that's called remote procedure call, because when I call a foo function, that I actually split it in such that the foo function is the callee of the foo function. By the way, I just want to write down in case you know what I'm talking about. So this is called caller of the function foo. I'll just put it here. Okay. And this one is callee. Is the one being called. Okay, so callee is really one that's provide the service, and the caller is try to use the service. So we are essentially now enable with the concept of remote procedure call. I will be able to support any part of my program or any part of my service on any part of the world if I choose to. So just to let you know, I mean, how powerful this is essentially, if you think about that, when you're dealing with a service such as social media, and when you want to get a live feed from the service, you're actually making a phone call, not phone call, a call to obtain more information regarding your social media service. And the thing is that it could be, that server could be running in Palo Alto. But that service, if you travel to France, and it's actually getting the data from another
Hi,
server
Professor.
in Sweden.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Sure.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Many people were saying that the homework homework 2 part 1, the server is down. Is it possible for you to like fix it
Sure.
or something?
Oh, okay. Of course, of course. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know.
Also, Professor, when is the due date for homework 2? Because on the document it says Monday, October 20th, but October 20th is Tuesday.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Sorry, October 20th. It will be tomorrow because, yeah, I made the mistake. We always push to the latest day. Let me see. Screen minus
Professor, I
LS.
also had a question. I was wondering if anybody else is having the problem connecting to the VPN, because I can't submit, like last homework assignment, I used Canvas, but I don't know how you want me to submit this one if I can't connect still.
You still using email. If you have problem, I think
Okay.
you're not the only one.
Okay.
We have, for some reason, it's still mystery to all of us that why this box was, we're using service from a security company,
Mhm.
and it's basically just strangely blocked certain source IP address. So that's
Okay.
why you cannot connect. But which part? Is that part 1, right? You're talking about part 1 servers?
Oh, I was just talking. Oh, sorry. I was talking about just submitting, because last homework I used Canvas. So you want me to email it this time?
Yeah, please email it to me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Why
Okay.
can't I use Canvas to submit the assignment?
Yeah, you can use Canvas as well. You can use
Okay.
Canvas as well, but just to email me on top of that, it might be
Better.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I just get server 1.
Also, Professor,
Yes.
the handing command doesn't work for homework 2, so do we have to change the 36b underscore fall 2020 to homework 2 folder?
No. Let me check. Let me actually check the folder. I'm going to stop sharing and I have to check the folder, see what's happening.
So the error I got was that the folder doesn't exist, and it gave me a list of other folders that did exist, and it just said homework 1, homework 2, homework 3, homework 4, like
So
that.
don't
So
submit to those. You're going to mess up with other courses or other session. Okay. So let me check what happened.
oh, it's a lot of people already submitted to homework 2 because it was working like that.
Well, we have to ask them to resubmit it, or hopefully we can get it back from that folder, which I might not be able to control it. It might belong to somebody else. No, it says it's there. It says it's homework 2. What did wait a minute.
I think you might have given the wrong command in the homework 2 file.
Let me check. Let me double check. Maybe it's my mistake in the homework spec. I said it wrong, but when I look at this, let me see. What did I say in homework 2 for 2020? And oh, I see. I think I made a mistake. I said that in the homework document, said ecs36b, but in the directory, you just need to say homework 2. I already moved all other courses to another directory. So homework 2 right now belong to this class. I now look at this, but I will also now create another folder for that name. So if you submit to either one, it will be okay. Let me just create that one as well, since we're here. Am I still sharing my screen? I'm not, right? Can any? I'm sorry, I lost everybody. Just give me 1 second. Let me recover this one. Am I still on Cyrus? No, I am. Okay, okay.
So basically, it's telling me that the ECS36B F2020 homework 2 folder does not exist.
No, I know that. Can you try that now?
Okay, I need to log in to see it.
Okay. So okay. Let me explain to everybody here what happened. I forgot about this. What I did at the beginning of the quarter, I removed all the homeworks that belong to other professor student. I move it to a different folder, and I create homework 1 to homework 9. So the good thing is homework 1 to homework 9 are all basically, if you submit to homework 2, that's only for this class. So I said something incorrectly earlier. I apologize. Okay, the second thing is that I probably, at the time when I developed this homework, I forgot to change that. So what I just did is that I also I now have a 2 folder. One is the homework 2, which many of you already submitted to, which I actually saw that. And also I created the other one just in case you missed this part of the conversation today and then you're still using that. So I also create that one. So you should be able to submit to either one of them. I will make sure that the TA will grab your homework from both folder. Okay.
Excuse me, Professor.
Mm-hmm.
If we already submitted to the homework 1 folder, do we still need to resubmit it?
For homework 1 or homework 2?
Homework 1, because it wasn't like written. I think I'm confused. Never mind.
Yeah,
Because on the
well,
instructions for homework 1, it worked out, but not for homework 2.
Yeah, I think let me double check. What did I do with homework 1's instruction? Maybe my homework 1 instruction is okay.
I think for homework 1, the folder name is just homework 1.
Yeah, homework 1 will be fine. Yeah, definitely. Just homework 2. At some point, I haven't moved the old file, so I was thinking try to differentiate. That's why homework 2, I actually put that in the Microsoft Word document. I didn't change that. But now I just hearing what students said. I'm sorry, it's confusing. For homework 1, no problem. Don't worry about that. For homework 2, you can, if you follow the instruction on the specification for homework 2, now it should be able to submit to that folder as well. But if you did it earlier, directly hw3 is fine as well. You don't need to resubmit. Is that clear to everybody?
Thank you, Professor.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about the confusion. It's my fault. And I appreciate that you guys let me know.
The handing
Professor,
command is working now.
Okay, yeah, because I just type it in to create yet another folder to do that. Okay.
Professor, I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
For the port number for homework 2, part 1, is it supposed to be 95601 or 95603?
95601. For homework,
Okay.
9561601, and for 95612 is a small program.
Oh, okay. Because I keep getting it says status failed every time I try to connect with 95601.
Let me check the server as well. No, I just restarted. Sorry. For homework part 2, homework 1, I just started.
It works for me now, though.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So this is something which I need to make my code more robust, because later for homework 6, I actually make the server very robust. For this one, it's 601 or 602. If you actually submit a different homework to this port, it seems to me this particular server will not react well. I mean, for example, this is for homework 2 part 1. If you submit homework 1 against the server might not handle, because one of the string is not JSON, but the other one is JSON. So it tried to process a string which is not JSON as a JSON, and then sometime it causes problem. But the later server which I developed, they're a lot more robust. They will first check whether this is a JSON or not. I will not just take it as it is. Okay. So now I just recover. So homework 95601 is actually should be running now.
Professor,
Mm-hmm.
would it be possible to get just like a general extension for homework 2, like for everyone?
Okay. I'm saying this in front of everybody. I think given the situation, especially that the server was down, and also I caused some confusion about the submission, and then we have that. I should, and I will, and will probably be until this Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
I will update it to this Friday. Let's do that.
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. But
wait,
for
Professor,
those
just
of you
before-
finish 2, you should still continue to work on homework 3. I'm really worried about 3, just to let you know. Okay, so don't wait.
Professor, before.
Yes, Saif, go ahead.
Sorry. Just before you move on, I submitted all my homework on Canvas. I didn't follow the instructions on the Word document. I just put it on Canvas, the tar file.
Yeah.
I made the folder into a tar file and I put it in Canvas.
Saif, for homework 1 and 2,
Both
it's okay. But after 3, can you follow the instruction? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
just if you have problem with hand-in, I guess you can do you can do either way you want. But for those who actually don't worry about, well, the thing is that it's easier for the TA, because once you submit it to CSIF, then they can just do the grading right there. I think it makes their life a little bit easier, but that's okay. We understand that people has a different constraint. You won't be penalized for doing other ways. Okay. All right. Any other question?
Is it okay if you make like a small video for a hand-in? Because I try to hand-in based on the instructions, but I still get errors.
Okay. All right. I will actually ask the TA to help me to do that. Okay. And I'm just thinking, because suppose you use CSIF, it should be just like a one command line. I mean, for example, I want to show. Oh, you're in front of this. Let me actually do an example. Okay, just very quickly on the handle. Let me actually just make a directory called test1. Okay, so I will just maybe, let me take a look at file. Let me go to test1. Can you see my screen now? I'm just going to show you a very simple demo for. I'm going to show you a very simple demo for hand-in. Okay, I'm going to CP homework 8. Here, and I'm going to change the name. Move homework 8.tar.gz. To say sfelixwu / homework2.tar.gz. Can you see what I'm typing? So I have a directory assuming I have a file. Okay, I have a file. This file is called sfelixwu homework2.tar.gz, and this is trying to just assuming this is homework 2. Okay, I asked you to make a file called ECS. Let me make exactly this file. Okay, let's make exactly this file. Move sfelixwu to this file. Okay, so I actually have this file, assuming that's my homework assignment, and now I'm going to do the hand-in. So what I will do is just copy this line. I will just copy this line. And over here, what happened? Hold on, let me make this smaller. Why there's a dot? Oh, I copied the dot. Okay, so you can see that this is what I type in. I copy this line, hand in ecs36b, ecs36b, whatever, blah, 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 and I hand in this one. This is on CSIF. So you have to log into the CSIF to do this. And then I just enter, it says submission, everything is okay. It's really just one line. However, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the CSIF facility, you have to do a secure file transfer, SFTP, from your local disk to the CSIF. Then you make sure that you are logged in to one of the CSIF machine, and you also do SFTP about your tar file and move it from your local computer to the CSIF. Then you're doing the handing command like what I did. Just literally just copy and paste that line. What I say homework 2, you can do this as well. You can do like other people mentioned. Homework 2, it should, oh, wait a minute. I forgot that. Copy and paste, they don't like this. And then that will be okay as well, okay? Is that answer your question regarding hand-in?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. If you have further problem, question in the process, let me or TA know, okay, Lucia?
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, any
Professor?
other? Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah, Professor?
Janek.
We just need to submit those two .cpp files, and that's it, right? The person.cpp and then the transaction.cpp. That's what you said on like.
Yes.
That's it, right?
For this one,
okay.
only for homework 2 part 2, only those 2 files. Yes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because we're going to use your file, this 2 file, plug into the reference implementation, and then we're going to run it.
I got you.
Okay. All right. So we don't want you to modify other things, just this 2 file. Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
So the code I got from homework 1 part 1 JSON have like 9 numbers, but in the video, the code you put in the homework 2 part 1, it have like 10 numbers, but it returns successful. I don't know if there have any problem or no.
If it's a code, it doesn't matter. If the under the attribute code, it doesn't matter. But if it's under your SID, I will have concern. If your SID is 9 digits, you put 10 digits, still says successful, I will have concern with that. And you need to let me know, because
you mean
I'm supposed to check the SID very carefully.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just make sure we are in sync, okay, regarding this. This is homework 2, right? This is homework 2 in front of me. This part has to be 100% correct. And this part has to be 100% correct. And this code doesn't matter, okay? I mean, in fact, the rest of them doesn't matter. This first 3 fields are the most important. The rest, we're not checking for homework 2.
Okay, thank you.
Just a placeholder there. For later, we're going to use those as placeholder. All right, thank you. You're welcome.
Also, I have a quick question. Is the avatar name just something random we can choose?
Yeah, you can choose. Yeah, you can choose anything. Yes. Yeah. Well, let me just let you know why we're using VSID and also avatar name. So just to let you know, I should have said that the first time I released homework 2 is I will recommend don't put your real name in avatar name. Okay, I want to make sure that you put something funny, something unrealistic, but don't put your real name. It's just for confidentiality and privacy, because if you already pick an avatar name which people can easily associate it with who you are, I might have concern, just because later there will be some web server is when you're making call, you're doing some function for homework 3 or homework 4, homework 5. We're going to see a web server that is a dynamic content that you can actually see. Not just you can see, but all the students in the class, they will be able to see. If one of us sharing the link to somebody else, and other people can see that as well. You can see that later you will find out our interaction. It's like a social media that we are exchanging information. And I feel a lot more comfortable if we're using virtual ID, VSID, and we're also using some avatar name. They cannot relate it to a particular student. I mean, unless you know him, that he is willing to share his avatar name with you. Okay, so I should have said that VSID is something which is extremely long and nobody can really remember who that is. But avatar name is something which is supposed to be unrealistic or funny, and you just pick anyone you want. Okay. Is that sounds okay with everybody?
So, Professor, should we change it if we already put it as our name?
You already done that? I'm not sure you can change avatar name, but just let me know. I can change for you manually, or maybe I can update the server such that you can have another function to update your avatar name. Yeah, avatar name should be easy. I will just take your VSID. If you know your VSID, you submit the new avatar name. It will replace the existing. And in fact, I should do that because now you can change your avatar name every day. I mean, if you don't want other people to follow a particular avatar name, you can just pick another one. Yeah, but your VSID is really important because that is will uniquely identify a particular user. Okay.
Can we just email you if we want to change the avatar name?
I will. Let me do that. I will modify the program and such that you will be able to update your. I'll actually modify the server and also send you the new command or whatever option that you can update your avatar name. Because we haven't started using that. Yeah.
Like when are you able to change it?
After you receive my announcement through Canvas.
Okay.
I usually do that on Canvas. I will give you direction about how you might want to change, how you can change it.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other question? All right, so I think I'm really slow in getting homework assignment number 3. So I just want to show you, I mentioned the concept about remote procedure call. And now I'm going to show you how homework assignment number 3 is going to really leverage this concept. So homework 3, I have a 2-part. Part 1 is just for you to install the JSON RPC stuff and also have a sample program that you can download from GitHub, and then you can test it whether your JSON RPC stuff is actually working. So essentially, you think about what's happening here is that, sorry, today the network performance is really bad. I'm sorry about that. Let me move this down here. What happened? I move these things here. Okay, I move here. Okay. So you have a program, one side is a caller and the other side is a callee. And now we're going to separate these 2 programs. So essentially this 2 program is going to turn into 2 processes. And this 2 processes is running on two different machines and using two different port number. And of course, that this needs something called communication between these two programs. Now we're having two programs serving the purpose of one program. And therefore, these two programs need to have a way to communicate about what kind of function I'm going to support from each other. So therefore, you need to specify what we call the specification about this remote procedure called interface. And also from that interface specification, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. That today the communication server, I don't know whether the Zoom's problem or my local network's problem, or we just have too many users given the network bandwidth we have. So I'm not going to continue with this part. I think I'm going to do a pre-recording for the homework 3, okay? And because this year's homework 3, some of those are similar, but some of the issues are not the same. So I'm going to pre-record and then share to all of you, okay? So right now what I want to do is that I want to finish and just wrap around. And so I will move to the group 4. Group 4, who actually got the email, and you can join a section right after this class, okay? But do you have any question? Any question? By the way, when?
Yes, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead, Saeed.
Yeah, my question is, I have a problem with linking the C++ programs. It's giving me something unresolved reference with all the programs.
What is the library, or what is the whatever function call is unresolved?
It's the geodata source function. It's like you know, when you're calling functions on.
So this is homework 2, part 2.
Person.cpp.
Right.
And then an ecs36b, like the main file, when it's calling it. Yeah, this is part.
Right. So
it's giving me an unresolved reference.
Yeah. So just check, because you're going to define a function which is called whatever. Let me just bring up very quickly, because this is homework. This is related to homework 2, and okay, I'm not going to share my screen. Okay, so this is probably going to happen in person.cpp. So inside person.cpp, you should have a function, and the function name should be whatever, say geo, whatever, data distance. And that is a function you need to define. Hey, this is really bad. I'm sorry that we just keep disconnecting. So to wrap up today's class, I just want to answer Saeed's question. Saeed, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So the error you found is that you have to check not just the function name, but also function prototype that match exactly between the caller and the calling. So
you're saying the problem is with the .h file?
No, not the .h file. It's probably the .cpp file. I don't think for that, because that's a function, right? Geo whatever get distance. That is the function.
It's actually not. For example, this function, it's not in the .h file, so it doesn't have.
Yes, exactly. That's why I said you have to check the dot. This should be in .cpp file. So you have someplace in your person.cpp file, which if you look at the reference implementation, you already have the template there, right? And somewhere down in the code, somewhere below this, someplace, you're going to call that function. And when you call that function, make sure that the function prototype is exactly the same. So what do I mean by function prototype? Function prototype means that the function name, of course, the data type of the return parameter, the return of the function, and also the data type and the number of parameter for the argument of the function. They should be one-to-one match. If you have, we should have like a five.
So I think, Professor, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the prototype function in the .h file and just paste it in the CPP file. Is this what you're saying? To make them match?
We have that in the .h file. I don't think we have that in .h file.
The data source distance?
Right. I don't think we have that in the .h file. It's everything in .cpp.
I think I added it.
Okay. But remember, you only submit person.cpp and the transaction.cpp. You're not submitting your .h file. So
yeah, I know this, but it's because I put it in the .h file because I'm gonna need it to run the program, like the whole program. So you can get a success.
You say you put the whole code of geodistance in
No, not the whole code. Just the name of the. I just defined the function in the
okay.
file.
And because of that, you have a linking error.
I think this is what you're saying.
You might want to check. I'm a little bit confused about what you're doing, but usually when we have this arrow means that the place you try to call the function, is mismatching about the function is really being defined. So let me just give you an example. If I call the function with only 4 arguments, but the function take 5 arguments, and that will be mismatched. They cannot link. Or I try to call with 5 arguments, the last argument instead of character star is character. That also won't match. So the number of arguments must be the same, and the data type of everything should be the same. Okay. All right.
Okay. So do you think this is the solution for my problem? Just making sure like the prototype name, the whole like the data type, the arguments, the number of arguments, the argument types, they should be the same.
In this case, if you already define the geo distance in the same .cpp file, and you call it after this function is declared is defined, you don't need a function prototype. When I say function prototype, I'm talking about the definition of the function in the first line. Make sure they're the same. You don't need to have an extra line.
I didn't understand what you're saying.
So I'm saying that you don't need to put the line function prototype in the .h file for this case.
So should I remove it?
I'm more worried that why you add the prototype there, it causing the linking problem. I said you don't need to, but if you have it should still work. But I don't know why. It's regardless whether you put prototype there or here, they should link together if they match. I mean,
but Professor, I tried what you said now, and then it's giving me a debugging error. It's saying that it's not a member.
Saeed, let's take this offline, okay? Because I need to switch. Let's take it offline. This should be very simple problem to resolve, okay?
No problem.
All right.
So should I send an email?
Yeah, send me an email, okay?
Okay.
I really need to switch to the smaller room, okay?
Thank you, Professor.
Sorry. All right, bye.